Hey guys, what's up? It's Limitless here. Alright, before we get started with the video, remember to go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, you're going to open your door one day and you're going to see the new Elvish artillery cannon at your door. And I mean, nobody wants that. You can only imagine what happens next. Anyway, so here's what's up guys. We got the new hero here, the mercenary. I'll let you see, I borrowed some gear from another hero. He has actually quite a few shards of his own, you know, like sharp thinking and whatnot. Shadow prints. A lot of defensive ones like overcharge. And now, to let you guys know too, this is the Ascension. You can see I'm using all the gambits, the defense speed we built for the Elvish artillery. And we've got his abilities built up because, sadly, this guy, even with his buff, doesn't attack fast enough, so he's really more of an ability power hero. And his abilities really do reflect that too, especially when you know, drop his main and then start dropping his other abilities. It really amps those up. Anyway, you can see too, on the weapons, I don't have any health. They're just garbage weapons. And he's still got over, you know, almost 2.2 mil, so. Anyway, here's what we're doing, guys. We're in Prime 6, Chaos 8 Blood Moon. And I've already run a couple stages of it, that way it won't be quite as long. Anyway, you can see right here, my other defenses are pretty bomb. So I've got one Earth Shatter, I've got one, on each lane I've got one node weapon manufacturer, except for that lane way over there. Because that has a 2 node, because I felt like it. Anyway, so right here, which one did I leave? I left one of them at stage 1 so you can see it. Yeah, 8.872 mil. And that's versus my Earth Shatter that is 19 mil even right now. And that I've got the LSAs out here for the destructive pylon. Anyway, so maxed out with this current build, the Elvish artillery does 14.2, and maxed out over here, I believe the Earth Shatter is it does like 30.5. Yeah. There's a big difference in defense power, but the Elvish artillery will also hit flyers. So as far as builds, what we're using today, we've got that's the whole thing right there. And then pop over to Earth Shatter, that's what we got. And then pretty easy defenses. We'll go ahead and start up again. You guys can see how they perform. It's hard to say that they're really advantaged versus, you know, much of anything else, including my Earth Shatters, but I mean, at least they have their own innate element, so they work similarly to Earth Shatters, but being a different element, it's easier to make, you know, that dual element combo kind of thing. So now, as a heads up to you guys, using just this tower, I did manage, you know, just the Elvish artillery cannon, I did manage to beat Blood Moon once already today. So it is possible to do it. It is not pretty, but it is possible. You guys can see it actually fires pretty quick. You know, it's quicker than you would think something that big and heavy would be, but I mean, that's a good thing. So no complaints there. The only problem is though is that this is the only defense that feels like it can stand by itself kind of thing. All of his other defenses, they feel like they're just supplemental defenses, not main lines. Now, I'll let you know too, they do some decent damage, and as supplemental defenses, they can be quite powerful, his other defenses. Yeah, not too bad, right? But the one for me that really stands out is definitely the Elvish artillery cannon. It's got basically the highest damage of all his defenses. It absolutely has the highest range. Definitely has that. And of course it does do explosive storm damage. So that means it's not just hitting one enemy. It has its own, you know, kind of AoE built into it, which you can make better with the additional shards, which I do. You can see we're not trying to do anything too crazy here. We're just, you know, running through some Blood Moon, which is, I mean, it's a fair difficulty. Especially with some enemies that kind of resist stuns, and we've got spiders and all that in this. But you can see the bosses are still getting marked pretty well. So after this one, we'll go ahead and just see which one the boss is coming out of, and then kind of focus on that lane. Yeah, also, as a heads up, this guy's heal kind of sucks. Because you can dash out and heal yourself that way, provided you don't get nearly killed like that, but he's got like a 20-second cooldown on it. And his other abilities, they have cooldowns too. At least one makes him faster, but it's not enough of a merit, so heads up for that, guys. Now, of course, you can build the hero, you know, for sheer ability power, and you can actually make it so his attacks and all that will reduce the cooldowns of his abilities, making them, at least these two, a lot more instant. But that is up to you guys if you want to build him for that or not. So right now it's really just about the defenses. As a straight up hero DPS, I definitely prefer the monk. 100%. Monk or barbarian all the way. He is not a hero kind of DPS that you can sit there and just rely on. So his abilities are good, but they're not going to be doing, you know, massive knockbacks, or you're not going to be just destroying the world immediately. You know, he can build up with ability power to some really nice damage, but it's not as fast and heavy as, you know, the barbarian or the monk. So do be aware of that. Yeah, see, he's not the worst hero alive, but as far as if he's right for you, as long as you have other mainline heroes that you can, you know, use as main builders, he can supplement basically anything. Just know that he is going to be on the more expensive side, because even his wall is 30, and that's the cheapest one. It goes up 40, 50, 60 after that. So it will most definitely get rougher. And with his only truly viable one being, you know, his most expensive one, that's kind of scary. Anyway, which side are we on? Boss is on this side? Okay, boss is on this side. Let's build these up. And then we'll just see where that goes. Might be enough, might not be. He might actually kill me, who knows? We'll find out, right? Yeah, come in here, catch that stun, would you? Maybe. Ooh. He's getting ready. And we win. That's game. So we'll go ahead and head back to the tavern now, and you guys will be able to see a bit more of his defenses. Give you a quick little rundown, you know, do a quick mini build on everything, and let you just kind of see how it is. I'm not going to be changing the ascensions all over the place, so so the only difference will just be that everything else will be higher damage if you build for it properly. But otherwise, the function is going to be basically the same. So, alright, so this is the defense that we were just using. And I'll let you see one over here too. It does attack flyers. Oh, it decided to attack these instead. Yeah, see? That AoE right there, it hits the flyers too. So it definitely has the AoE down. And I am using the overcharge to increase the radius. It would be better if it were gilded. It's not. Oh well. So yeah, in stage 1 right now with no buff, it's 6.43 mil. Could be better, could be worse, but that is with a mass destruction on. And a 10 out of 10 Chaos 9 medallion. So good luck, you know. You're gonna need it if you're trying to do better than that. Anyway, let's go ahead and knock that off, and then I'll grab this. We'll pop over to the spiders here real quick. We'll use the same medallion because, you know, why not? And actually we'll just do one. It can knock out 3 spiders at once, so if you build it somewhere that it can't attack, you'll see it'll pop up 3 of them. And the DPS here isn't horrible. I mean, it's 3.26 mil, but at the same time, I would kind of prefer a PDT to this. I mean, it even costs the same. It does do explosive damage, and I do have the Icy Shard on it to slow enemies down. Which, by the way, only has a 16% chance of proccing, even though it lasts 10 seconds once it does. It's just not fast enough for me, to be honest, because the spawn rate is 1 second. It's basically like an LSA, but technically not as effective. We'll go ahead and move on to the next one. If we go over to another archer, now this one's really quite nice, but he does have an absolutely required shard. But again, he's only a supplemental defense. So we'll go ahead and pop out the nether archer here. And you'll see too, the build here, we're using Gilded Ghost Arrow, so it can bounce 5 extra times. And you can see it does shred right through the line of enemies. And it does decent damage, so it's definitely a fair supplemental defense. Now, something to be aware of, guys, too, you can change his element. Unlike this defense, his element can be anything you want it to be, and if you go... It depends how you want to do it. But if you were to use, instead of like the mass destruction or whatever, if you were to use... Where is it? I have one here somewhere. Totally forgotten where it is. Anyway, if you were to use a storm servo and that water elemental right there, he can self-proc electrocute. He's not the worst at it. Because of this bounce here, it's multi hits. So you will see a lot of self-electrocutes going on there. But I would prefer to use him with Earth and just go ahead and use one of these, because the coverage is actually more reliable using Earth on him and Poison on this. But that's up to you guys. I'll let you guys see too. Fully upgraded. The defenses really don't change. You know, it's not like the Abyss Lord. And that's also true for like his wall and everything too. Upgraded, you don't see any change. Now his wall can also do its own earth procs. So, you know, up to you how you want to use his defenses. But all in all, I say this defense is the way to go. The Elvish artillery cannon. This is a great supplemental defense, but this can be a primary defense. So anyway, guys, I hope that helps. Hope you enjoyed the sneak peek if you haven't had the chance to get him yet, as it is the first day. And let me know what you guys think. You know, feel free to like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And we will see you next time, guys. Hope you had a great day, and God bless.